Hey Trinity family, Doug Witherup here. I have the privilege of serving as the senior pastor for the Multiply family of churches. We are a apostolic collective of 11 churches across 4 continents, and then I also am the lead pastor here at Multiply Church in Concord. I serve as adjunct faculty for the master's program and also a doctoral advisor for the doctoral program. Love Trinity, love Dr. Paul and Dr. Carol. They had a huge impact on my life. Want to just speak to you briefly today on this subject, toward. Run towards. So on April 15th of 2013 at 2:49 p.m., Dr. Joe Stavis, who was a pediatrician, and his daughter, Dr. Natalie Stavis, they were completing the Boston Marathon. As you can imagine, they were exhausted, tired, but as they crossed the finish line, a couple of bombs set by a terrorist went off. Most people, understandably, were running away. They were running away for cover, running away for safety. But Dr. Joe and Dr. Natalie were different. They actually ran toward the blast. In doing so, they were able to perform life-saving procedures on several people. You know, it reminds me of the difference in 1 Samuel 17 of the Israelites and David. And so, you know, the situation. Goliath has been coming out, taunting the Israelites daily. You're nothing. You're not God's people. You're going to live in fear. You're going to live in slavery. You're going to live less than everything that you've been called to be. This was the Israelites' response. It says, whenever the Israelites saw the giant, they all fled in fear. David's response is recorded 24 verses later, but in reality, it's worlds apart. It says, as the Philistine moved closer to attack him, David ran quickly toward the battle line. See, the Israelites were full of fear and ran away from their problems. David was full of courage and ran toward his purpose. In your life, are you going to be known as somebody who runs from things or runs toward? Let me give you 3 things that I think all of us need to run toward. Number one, we need to run toward responsibility. We live in a culture where it's everybody else's fault and it's everybody else's problem. But I believe God is raising up a generation of heroes and Davidic leaders who will say, it may not be my fault, but I'm going to be part of the solution. Run toward responsibility. Number 2, we need to run toward our fears. Eleanor Roosevelt, I love what she says, that we gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience which you really stop to look fear in the face. You must do the thing that you think you cannot do. I call it the myth of ready. You are never going to feel ready. You didn't feel ready to get married. You didn't feel ready to become a parent. You probably didn't feel ready to begin this educational journey, but you did it. You looked fear in the face and you ran toward it. The third thing is to run toward your calling. Ranchers in the American West talk about the difference between cows and buffalo. When a storm comes, cows instinctively try to run away from the storm. And I use that word run in parentheses. If you've ever looked at a cow, they're not real fast. So what they end up doing is prolonging their experience in the storm by running or walking with. The storm is here. They think they're running away. They're not running away. They're running with. That's what happens in our lives when we run away from things, when we run away from our problems, when we run away from challenges, when we run away from times of testing. What we're actually doing is prolonging the storm in our life. As opposed to buffalo, when a storm is coming, a buffalo will turn toward the storm and charge it, run towards it. They face it, and in doing so, not only survive the storm, but get on the other side a whole lot quicker. I want to remind you today that you are a David. You have David's blood running in your veins. You were born to run toward that giant, run toward your fear, run toward responsibility, run toward your calling. May God bless you with victory as you run toward today.